What's going on, family? What's going on, family? What's going on, family? What's going on, La Familia? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another day. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? You have to be appreciative. You have to be grateful. You have to be thankful that you live to see another 24. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like them folks in them neighborhoods and territories with the game when the game banging was serious. Like I don't know if it was like the 80s, early 90s, or whatever when the game banging was serious, and them boys were just thankful to live up 24. My boy Ice Cube said the day was a good day. You know what I'm saying? No drive-bys, nothing like, you know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't got to worry about that like that. But I'm saying I'm just thankful to see another 24, especially with this game stalking program. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the program is just trying to project things like, pretty cheesy, plain, boring dude, kind of got this square mentality, which is okay. It's okay, family. Now, when I was a sheeple, you know what I'm saying? That stuff bothered me. You know what I mean? Trying to make sure that I'm not a square out here. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to get picked on. It's just basically when you going through school, you evaluate. You know what I mean? You try to prevent from being the person who get picked on. You know what I'm saying? Usually the person who's starting to wear the same clothes start to get picked on. You know, you don't have the expensive shoes. You know what I'm saying? You go to school, you see certain people with J's, Nikes, Air Maxes, Felines, Sauconys, you know what I'm saying? Timberlands, just clean, just, you know what I'm saying? Fresh from head to toe. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You may be fresh a couple of days, but you see some people, they wear this like clothes like, you can tell the ones that struggling. You know what I'm saying? They get picked on, you know what I'm saying? Then it just evaluates to, different things. Then it goes for physicality and athleticism. You know what I'm saying? Person can't play ball that good. They get picked on. Then it goes to the intelligence. Oh, this person dumber than a box of rocks. Then they get picked on. You get what I'm saying? Then it's just the list just goes on. And I'm glad I broke out of that. Well, the program will force you to break out of that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not out of that bubble, you still can get sucked in, you know what I'm saying, to trying to prove something to somebody so you won't get picked on. Now, how the program picks on people, they do it indirectly, they do it directly. They may say something personal, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's being directed towards you. You get what I'm saying? But they say it in an indirect way where you can't call them out on their BS. Then they can gaslight you. That's the thing. It's just like them playing psychology games to trigger you. And then if you call them out on what they got going on, they're going to gaslight you. So that either way it goes, it's going to make you look like an idiot. So the thing is to cope with the irritation. The best way to cope with the irritation, first, you must let go of your ego. You must drop that. You get what I'm saying? It ain't about being no player out here. It ain't about being no Mac Daddy, macaroni. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about being no pimp out here. You know what I mean? Church, tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Whore, get on your knees and worship me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about that. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about it. Like, in these times and days, you know, the pimping and stuff that people was doing, you know, back in the day, you know what I'm saying? They were able to, the 70s and 80s and stuff like that, 90s, 2000s, you know what I'm saying? They start cracking down on that corner, walking the stroll, females walking the stroll, and, they got their supervisor pimp, you know what I'm saying, who protects them and things like that, and able to psychologically get them in the mindset where they protected by daddy. You know what I'm saying? They go out there on the stroll and they get daddy his money. You know what I'm saying? And daddy dressed them up, take them to places, get, you know what I mean? And then get them with other females and stuff like that. Them days is done. You know, this whole selling drugs, the gang banging phase, pimps and prostitution, that stuff is compromised. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to things where, you know, the government is not getting a piece of the pie. You know, like people could do they prostitution stuff when they give the government a piece of the pie. Then it changes to an escort. Then it changes to, you know, a corporate prostitute. You know what I'm saying? Then it changed to, you know, just porn industry. You know what I mean? They just switch the words around. Porn industry. Then they, you know, OnlyFans and stuff like that. A lot of people are maximizing on OnlyFans. It might be a dude that might be charismatic, might have a lot of network, and might be able to verbalize to certain women how to do the OnlyFans thing. You know what I'm saying? And these sheeple women out here, they go for it. And hey, you know what I'm saying? People making money off OnlyFans. Only, you know what I'm saying? But it's the new age, I guess the, you know, the pimping and stuff is digital now. You know what I'm saying? What you see on the streets, like women walking around, and you know, you got the tricks, the people who pay, you know what I'm saying, to get it. You know what I mean? It's probably some of that going on, but how compromised communities are, you know what I'm saying? It's not, because sex trafficking, you know what I'm saying, is worse than murder. You got pimps and stuff behind the wall doing 30 years plus off sex trafficking. It's no more that, I forgot what they used to call it, but it's sex trafficking now. You know what I'm saying? They getting these charismatic dudes out in the streets because, you know what I'm saying, ain't no way you're going to be out here living tax-free, making all this money, you know what I'm saying, manipulating these sheep of women out here. But they can do it. It's okay, you know what I'm saying, but when you're doing it tax-free, you ain't letting the government get no ends on it, they ain't getting no ends on it, that's when it's a problem. That's what a lot of people, that's what a lot of the street dudes don't get. You know what I'm saying? They just don't get it. You know, it's not like you know, I don't get into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the word and stuff like that. But I'm just, you know, just sharing my point of view. You know what I'm saying? You got rappers just now getting locked up on it. That boy Cash Out. You know what I'm saying? From Atlanta. You know what I mean? Because I know how it is in Atlanta. Atlanta is, you know, a lot of nymphos in Atlanta. Nymphos like sex addicts. You know what I'm saying? And they're just not freaks. These are actual sex addicts. You know, they're addicted to sex. You know, you got women out there. I understand you got in certain places, in certain areas, you got women out there, you know, they's addicts, they need drugs. They come from broken homes and stuff like that, or they ain't got the mental capacity to generate enough wealth. You know what I'm saying? And they're probably tired of working 9 to 5s and stuff like that. So they, you know, do what they need to do. They, you know what I mean? They get on their hands and knees so they can get that cheese. You know what I mean? But then you got certain women where, especially in Atlanta, they're aggressive. You know what I'm saying? They're aggressive. You know what I mean? It's not, they'll holler at dudes. You know what I'm saying? You know, at certain places, dudes got to holler at women. The women holler at dudes. You know what I'm saying? They get numbers. You know what I mean? It's kind of, it's like that, you know? So, you know, you got certain women there, they will guide a man to supervise them. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the man is putting super flavor in their ear. You know what I'm saying? And things like that, and just give them an orgasm. You know what I mean? They'll guide them, you know, to be supervised. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess like the tricks and stuff like that, they, you know, sometimes the tricks be bucking. Or they might try to debo out her cooch pack, her box. You know what I'm saying? Don't pay at all. You know what I mean? And certain women be trying to look for that protection and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And they getting out their fetishes anyway because that's what they like. So the government like, nah, if they want to get out their fetishes, they can do it digitally. You know what I'm saying? We ain't finna have none of this flashy church tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? Y'all building up y'all own empire and castle going on. We ain't finna have none of that Mac Daddy, a pimp named Dolomite, sprinkling gold fairy dust everywhere. Got the chicks throwing rose petals in front of your feet. You know what I'm saying? You walking around here like you got Jesus sandals on with the ruby toe ring. You know what I'm saying? Walking on these women like you Xerxes off 300. Some people get so carried away, they be walking on women like they Xerxes off of 300. Got the women walking around with their head down. You better not look at. You better not look at. You know what I'm saying? That much control. That just shows like how people are just real live sheeples out here. You know what I'm saying? When you overt in the program and you see our people know about like the harassment and stuff like that, it's different. Now you got the people that's completely what's the word, naive to the program or whatever, and they just still sheeple out here. You know, and you got people out here that's not targeted, but they know of the program. They're probably the gang stalkers, relatives of the gang stalkers, are just familiar with the program and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Them people still have their nympho type fetishes too. But how it is in today's society, it's brutal. How it is in today's society, they be having all type of clubs, sex clubs. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no mystery in the history. You know what I mean? They tell you exactly what number they want. You know what I'm saying? The measurement that they want. You know what they want. You know what I'm saying? It just they get straight to the point. You know what I mean? That's how some people, when they get to different levels, they get straight to the point. How they want it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't how it is. You know what I'm saying? Mysteries and things like that, and attraction pull, just boom, right then and there. You know what I'm saying? It's just clubs like that. You get what I mean? And they just get busy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the level of things, you know what I mean? And people get paired up and things like that based off whatever reward, beneficial system, whatever organization they're in. You get what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And for certain targets in the area, they'll set up certain, honey traps and just, not what a woman don't know what to do. They already know how to play the psychological games, but they give them more, game on, you know what I'm saying, not letting their guard down, you know what I'm saying, just certain things to go about it to try to provoke a certain response out of that target. You get what I'm saying? They already tell the honey trap, don't make it easy, like none of that, you know what I'm saying? Like make them come to you, you know what I'm saying? So if anything happens, they came to you. You know what I'm saying? It's not like back in the day, you know what I mean? You walk in the grocery store, you know what I'm saying? A female get to smiling at you, you know what I'm saying? Boom, cheese are hard, you know what I'm saying? You hit her with something like, dang, you must got the munchies or something, you know what I'm saying? She get, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So it just boom, that's not happening. They want to keep you away from the sheeple. You know what I'm saying? They want to put you around, honey traps that they trying to extract information. They trying to see what you got. You know what I'm saying? And the people that's listening and tuning in on your conversations in the background, whatever they can use, they gonna use. And whatever they can't use, they gonna make fun and they just gonna keep you deprived. You know what I'm saying? So it's just this is a harsh program, you know what I'm saying? But for people that's ever thought about trying to live a P life, or you know what I'm saying, or be a P and stuff like that, and be a womanizer, you know what I'm saying, just be intimately immature, because of maybe your past, maybe women have done you wrong, maybe you wasn't getting that much love, maybe, you know what I'm saying, whatever happened to get you in that mindset, or maybe the people you around, the wolves done raised you just to, you know what I'm saying, not have that intimacy. You're afraid of the intimacy, so you intimately immature. And the only thing you want to do is just, you know what I'm saying, WWE SmackDown something. You know what I'm saying? Hit them with the Undertaker, the choke slam. You know what I'm saying? Just pound, 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 pound. You know what I mean? Uh, you know, in this program, you probably got to get out of that mindset. Unless you in one of these clubs, unless you've been qualified to be in one of these clubs, you got to get your mindset out of that. You gotta break out of that. And the best way I broke out of it, you know what I'm saying, is through that Bible. You get what I'm saying? Because they'll project to you all type of things, but you got to know it's a lot of jealous people with a little bit of power that's gonna try their best to prevent, you know, those situations. There is loops, there is cracks, there's way that you might get a temporary satisfaction, but you know what I'm saying. Long term, you know what I mean. You gotta be more intimately mature. You gotta build your maturity and intimacy. You know what I'm saying, to start obtaining that long term. But the more that you're intimately immature, you know what I mean, you might have little moments here and there, or they might throw you a lot of ugly girls or girls out of shape, or you know what I'm saying, just any old thing to see how desperate you are. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing is just focusing on yourself. It ain't all about being no pimp. You know, put it in my pocket. You know what I mean? That age is gone. You know what I'm saying? They got these digital pimps now. It ain't about, you know, Mac Daddy, you know, master of all conversations. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't all about, when you a target, it ain't all about putting the flavor in the ear and giving them an orgasm no more. You know, they got clubs right now where they just, boom, your number. Boop. Plain and simple. There ain't no mystery in the history. They get straight to it. You know what I'm saying? That's just for the low vibrational lust factor, the nymphos and stuff like that. But you know, it's just a thin line. It's just like what either you're going to be intimately immature or you're going to be intimately mature. It's just what it boils down to. It's like just coming into in 2025, ain't no games being played. They get straight to the point. With that being said, family, peace.